I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I know. Hey, how are we doing? Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
Boom, that was fast.
How's everybody doing? Oh, look, it's got my name up there. In case I didn't know my name, I can now see what it is.
Every stream has their names up there.
Okay. So, my name is Ed Pugh, and we're here working on this. This is Train Tuesday, and we're working on this is the last day for the trebuchet. I'm going to show you everything you're going to need to know on that, and that's pretty much about it. And we're just sitting here chilling around here. I've got with me.
Yeah, I'm John. I'm over here. I'll be reading chat and asking your questions while Ed's working on the trebuchet.
Doing that. So, otherwise, it's been a pretty good day overall. It's just been really busy. Anything to add? Any wild going on down there? I haven't really kept up with the gossip or anything.
We're just kind of swamped. Everything's super busy right now.
Yeah, getting into...
Everybody getting their tax returns in, so things are going crazy. The koala thing is ending in about 5 days. We just broke the 30,000.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'll make another deposit, or probably what'll be the final deposit, or close to it on Thursday before the show.
No, I'm here, Max. I'm just, I'm doing some change stuff on this end.
Yeah, he's working on the behind the scenes.
All sorts of stuff, yeah. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a fun time on Tuesday. And who do we have here? I know Coffee Nerdy Burger and Max Powers.
Coffee Nerdy Burger.
Yeah.
All right, Burger. There it is.
Change your name.
Whatever. Yeah, burger instead of beer.
Max Powers
There's
here.
Achilles Blade. I got that. Yes.
Valandar.
Salt Rings Raccoon. Everybody. And there's Justin in his smexy voice. Yeah, that's a description. Smexy. Yeah, he likes that whole smoky late night DJ in the 60s kind of thing. Anyway,
it keeps coming up.
What we're going to do here is, I've got a lot of stuff, made a lot of progress, as you can see on this. There's a lot of things, but we're going to catch you up on everything. So, just to recap, last time we were here, I'm going to take it apart. I just want you to notice a few things. How this is very dark, because we're going to lighten it up. I'm going to show you that. And how this works and what we're doing. So,
I like the look of it. The color looks really good.
We went with this sort of red tone. Being out in the middle and it's exposed to the elements. When it was brand new, it looked like that new fence. It was a nice wood color. It's immediately going to start to age with the first rain and the sun and all of that and start turning gray. And then if you go in and you paint some red on it as to be whatever you're going to be, I'm going to actually go in and put some skulls on it and stuff like that. So it's supposed to be evil. Some animal skulls and stuff or whatever. Ooh. And do that. And so anyway, let's do the look down. The important look down. All right. So I just want to point out here, we covered this before. Here they all are. They're all just straight black. They're there. They're all pretty much in places like you're not seeing one inside of here. We could have put one, but that just there was a thing covering it up. So I've got them on that in just basically structural places. These are added because they would give us depth. Part of what we're looking for is texture and stuff. This up here, these are actually out of the photo. These that were in this area, that would be part of it, but we've added those. So we have our whole structure. What you'll notice here is that it's lighter up here. Again, as we had this discussion, this is where people, there's no one up there. We're not up there monkeying around.
Yeah. So
as we get farther down, as we get closer to the ground, everything just gets junkier, cruddier, and things like that. So the end result I'm looking for is to get to where you have, if you've watched wood age over a period of time, like a fence or something like that, it's always going to maintain a little bit of that natural wood color in spots, okay? Then we've got the residue of just being there in the mud and all of that kind of stuff. And then we have the residue of the red, because you're going to put that on. And it's like anything. If you paint a fence, it's not very long at all before it starts losing its paint, fading, it chipping, coming off, any number of things like that. Now, the paint coat's very thin. So how I applied this, and I'll show you all real quick, is with really a very washy, clear red, but it wasn't even paint. It was just a stain for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
So we'll add.
You can definitely tell because it looks really splotchy on the
splotchy.
Piece,
but what we're looking for is that. But when we get towards the final effect, we want it to look like a very, very thin coat of paint that is just absent in areas, chipped or weathered and coming off. It's not my job to repaint this thing. It's not going to be inspected, and so I just get a big sort of curly. There we are, curly brush. I've got some water here, and I put a little red in it. And I'm just going to come back over it. This one little area here, if I just twirl the red in that area, I can pretty much keep it without having to mix all the other water into it. So what I was doing, and I'll just do it under here on the underside so you can see it, is I was going along on top of the powder and on top of the areas, and I was just adding streaks in. like this. And then I would leave gaps as we were going along. And then I'm trying to make it look, you know, man size, natural kind of a thing, nothing way over the top. And you just go back in, and this is going to soak straight in. And this is getting a little too diluted now. But that's what I was doing in that sort of an idea. Now, as it dries, it's going to get absorbed into the wood, and that's going to cause it to help fade. Keep a red and not turn to a pink, which is really sort of the important feature here, and go back to there. But as you can see, I got some of the white still showing through, the black, the gray, things like that. But now at some point, we have to pull all this together. And that's a function of, so now that I've got this and I like this, I'll start with this one. This I did very, very dark. And now part of it is it's the thing that's in motion, the mud, anything like that, the air, whatever, it's going to pick up whatever we want. But it pretty much is all but black. And we don't want that we need to change it. And so actually, let's say I get to this point, which I did, and said, oh, well, it's got to come back. So what we're going to do is take a coarse filing stick, and then what we're going to do is just work areas.
Justin, can you move the camera?
And you're going to see right off the bat, oh yeah, the camera's right where I'm working. Move me over here, like right there, in this corner here.
I don't know.
Down in the shade, right?
I need to clear the
so
entire
I get a little
screen
shade.
for
There
you.
we go.
Yeah.
Now I'm down here in the shade. It's a nice. So as you can see right off the bat, with a few scrapes, I'm getting this stuff coming off. And so I'm going to go through and just pull some of this back up. And generally on the edges, things of this nature.
And this is the powders that we've been using. Correct?
This is the powders. This is a stain. This was stained. You can see possibly in the camera some red in there, but it's really faint. It's really more of just the original gray color and the black powder. Those two mixed together all over the piece. And I went, as I said, I did that on purpose so that I could show where we're going.
I like the
this.
pins that are still their natural silver color.
That, yeah. Well, we got to paint them
The
black,
bolts.
but they look good. So, and when I did this, as you can see, I'm just pulling off some of that. Now, I'm not going to lighten the overall color evenly. What I'm going to do is lighten the piece visually by just going in and taking out some of the just dark jet blackish areas that we're dealing with. Uh-oh. Now, when you do something like that and go way over the top, then you can just go ahead and keep the theme going and pull it back in like that. I didn't mean to go that bright that quick, but because I did, it's no problem. We just come back. And then here on these edges.
You guys shouldn't be lagging from our end because I still have our settings tuned down because our internet's not 100% healthy yet. So I don't know what happened like yesterday or the day before.
Dave had the cable guy here, our internal cable guy,
Uh-huh.
and was talking with him about a software to put on to tell us to see where we're getting sapped.
Okay. Well, I saw some guys out front digging, and I was afraid they had.
They're putting in a
accidentally hit
coaxial. I went and talked to them because of what's going on. They were putting a coaxial in for the place next door.
the line. Oh, okay.
They're wanting to go back in time. They didn't want, even though they had fiber, that just wasn't good enough. So they said, no, we want coaxial.
Oh,
and the
gosh.
guys out there working on it and doing the cross drilling and everything, they're
Yeah.
actually giggling. They have no idea why anybody would do this.
Wow.
I don't know the guys, so I don't know either. So
I see.
now what you can start seeing now, I'm going from jet black, and we're pulling a lot of the cool character out of this. And this is really to show you if you go too far in a direction, in any direction, this is how you're going to sort of clean it up. And the beauty of using the stick or paper, either whatever you're using is you're not going to really be able to effectively get into all of these cracks. And that's also in turn what allows us to give that sort of character weathering, whatever we want to do effect. And you go back over here, this is where we were starting, that's where we'll end up.
Also, real quick, Ed, since
Yes.
people are typing
That's
this.
too much. Time's up. You need
Too
to be
much.
quicker.
Okay, well, it's going to be, you know what? That's fine. I'll just mute your mic. But no, anyway.
Damn, that would make Ron's day.
It would. I know. Ron's waiting for it in his office with bated breath. So anyway, the giveaway today, guys, is going to be a mystery gift. And I think we're going to do more of these because Lauren has got this nice little box of goodies where it's all kinds of fun, interesting stuff. And we want to give away that stuff in kind of quantities that it's really all it gets. So you could get 4 triads, a goodie bag, and 6 minis without even knowing it. Mm-hmm. So,
So you are personally promising them a
No.
worthy bounty.
yes, it should be a worthy. Based on my conversation with Lauren, it'll be fun. So we're gonna do, and I think people like grab bags. Like you open the box, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Okay.
Promise it won't be a joke though. You're not going to get one bottle of paint and go, what is this?
Yeah, no rocks.
No rock. Well, they want rocks.
I know,
actually.
I know.
You know what?
But not just
maybe
one rock.
maybe one of them
Could
will
be a rock in the
Could be a
box.
rock in there. Yeah.
just
I know the
full-
box you're talking about. There's no telling what's in there.
just full of parking lot rocks from
Yeah,
outside.
gravel.
Someone would like that, I imagine.
Gravel.
So
box.
anyway, yeah. See, people like boxes of crap. Thank you, Eliada. But anyway, that starts at 5 subs.
5 subs.
Per the usual, guys.
So every 5 gifted, we'll be giving away 1 mystery gift.
5 any subs.
Oh, sorry, 5 of any subs.
Renews anything.
Twitch primes. Are we counting bits as well?
We are counting.
So
bits.
every 250 bits equals 1.
little too
Sorry,
close.
sorry,
A
sorry.
little too close.
Every 250 bits equals 1 sub. So
Correct.
there you go.
Thank you, guys. All right, Ed, you can take the floor.
And go back. Okay. So I'm just continuing as you've been watching. It's overall getting lighter. And then what we're going to do after I do this is we're going to actually apply that red over there. I'll thicken it up a little bit. And we'll get the red in it. And it'll pull it back more into fitting into the whole piece. So this might be, as said, I'm trying to make sure everybody sort of sees everything they need to do. Now, another nice thing about this effect, too, which you could work when you're on the actual trebuchet, it wouldn't have been that effective. But anytime you're working with a lot of textures, this is a neat way to basically be able to pull a lot of stuff out of it real quick, is just going in with a dark wash and then doing this.
And this is your favorite part, right?
Yeah, either way. Anytime we get to the weathering and the detail, I love. Now, since this is the last show for the trebuchet, well, I'm going to continue doing this. What is it we're going to go to? Well, I've thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And to me, I think the focus, because where I get most of my questions, is we'll be able to do anything. But working on terrain board type of stuff for war games, that's done. I mean, we'll touch on that kind of stuff, but you're not going to want to watch that every week. And that can get boring, too.
Whoa, Eliada with the big bits.
Thanks. 1,000
Oh, wow.
plus
Well, thank you,
200.
Elliot.
And big bits, that's not meant to just mean like.
Yeah,
lots
sure.
of
It doesn't
They
matter.
look
It's
cool.
too late
Is
now. You
that-
said it. It's
is that
on.
new?
It's recorded forever. It's being blasted into space as we speak.
That's a new bit animation. I've never seen that one. Is that new?
I've never seen that either. Also, thank you, Jedi Jarrett. Thank you, Amberden, and obviously thank you, Ellie
Amberden.
and Max. I will take that. That is a reasonable compromise.
Thanks, Dr. Bob, for the 250 bits.
So what we're going to start focusing on, or one of the areas I want to focus on, is dioramas and bases and such like that for when you're painting your figure for shows or for display. You know, you want to add. And one of the things that I've seen through the years, or with the MSP, is a lot of people struggle. They'll get this. They focus on getting this figure ready, and they do this great paint job, and now they need to add the background, the base, what they want to do with it. And I think that would be an area there for us to get into, and we could have a lot of fun exploring what you can do there to be different, and also too to show you, I guess, the tricks and the hacks to make it easy in the equation.
I like that idea a lot.
So, but that's not to say we won't do styrofoam cutting. There's a lot of stuff when you get in terrain. I mean, anything's there. But there's some ideas in that area I think would help, because I do, as I say, I see that at ReaperCon a lot, and I've through all the years, even all the way back to when I started with Gen Con paint shows, is you see that here's this great figure, and they put it on this base, and by the time they get through this, it almost detracts from the figure. So, all right, so I'm going to call it there for that part, and we lost one little piece in the process, which is fine. Now. So as you can see, overall, we've really
Justin, can you
lightened
mute
it
my mic?
up just across the board, things like that. So now what I'm going to do is go back to this, go find my brush. I don't think I cleaned, oh, there it is out there.
Also, in case you guys didn't see it in chat, the giveaway is open. Go ahead and get your hashtag freeze in. We are 50 bits and 1 sub away from a second mystery gift.
Oh, wow, okay.
So since we're doing bits, the math gets a little fun, but it's still pretty easy to do.
You have a calculator.
I don't need a calculator.
You can make it as hard or as easy as you want. Technology's on your side.
Correct.
To screw you every time.
Besides, I'll just round up for people. They appreciate that anyway.
All right, so we're going to add a little bit more reds, because now I'm just going to engage all the water. Ooh, that's a technical sounding term.
Thank you, sibling, for the sub.
Now, I generally will mix a lot of water in this particular phase. Like I would mix this amount, maybe even more, if I was going to be doing the whole trebuchet again all at once. Because once I get started, I like to make sure I'm working with the consistency each time all the way through the equation. So this is about, I don't know, 16th depth in this blister, but it's a pretty good amount of wash water. Okay, so with that, we're going to go back to what we were talking about before. First, I want to clean up some stuff, though, that looks weird. I don't even know what that is. Okay. And we're going to go back in like I was doing before. Now, again, washing water in the lower areas is where it's going to stay. It'll end up staying in that area. And so we're going to come in and just sort of hit, oh, let's see. There we go. I keep making it easy for me, not for y'all. And this is probably even too thick for this red, but it'll work. I can add more water later.
Also, we just hit the second mystery gift.
Oh, wow.
So we're now at 2.
Now, as it soaks up, and it's going to have a little bit darker contrast because it's against this black powder is going to have it too. In fact, I'm going to add just a tad more water. I don't know if that's a tad. I really don't even know what a tad is.
That's a whole lot of rounding, Jojen. I don't think I can do that. But I will count your 1 corgi bit.
1 corgi bit?
Yes.
Yeah, that's more of the red. That'll work.
Oh, come on, Ellie. What is that?
I'm back, by the way. Just 1 bit at a time.
Yeah, pyramids of illumination, the Illuminati.
I wonder if is that a setting that you can choose to make them all appear as one?
I think so.
Whoa, all the bits coming in.
Pennies add up. So, doing the same thing we did to the trebuchet, I'm just going to keep going in and randomly hitting it. And when it dries, it'll fade out a little bit, and we'll start to see the various patterns.
Thank you either way, Eliato. I appreciate it. Also, we are 150 bits and 2 subs. I'm sorry, 1 sub away from a 3rd mystery gift.
So we're at 14 right now?
We are at 13,100.
Got it. Keep the hype train going, guys.
Ooh, Planer with the gifted sub.
Frodo the 4th. Welcome.
All right.
Also, if you're new to the channel today, because I like to see this every now and then, if you're new to the channel today, go ahead and speak up in chat. Say hi so we can warm welcome you guys, and Ed can scowl at you like he does to everyone.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just say, I'm new.
I don't, Justin, you only get the only scowl I have. I'm not a scowl, fool around kind of person.
You guys hear this crap?
Thanks for the bits, Paul John's Life.
And Zistus of Games and Andre Krat.
Disfemist. Make sure to use this cheer mote for 20% bonus. Oh, that's what it is. Is that what the plus 20 is? That's a bonus?
I assume so, yeah.
Nice. Valandar, no you're not. Thanks, Albivazin. We got Parashino, Zealous Hunter, Glam Shatter Skull, Ty Love, and Nerd404 UK. I think I saw Nerd404 UK streaming actually the other day. That name looks really familiar to me. Oh, Amazon's running a new deal with their Hunters show.
Oh, I see.
That explains it.
That does explain it.
What's the deal? I thought you just either got it or got it. I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's just meant to promote their new show.
Since it's an Amazon show and Twitch is owned by Amazon, they do all kinds of promotions and stuff for shows coming out and everything.
Yes, Max.
I heard they caught some flack over some dramatization or taking some liberties with it. That's about all I caught so far.
Oh, they're catching crap for it?
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Isn't it a show about hunting?
Right, hunting down the Nazis that were there, but apparently they have, I don't know, I mean, the article said that they had issues with fabricating or elaborating or dramatizing real events or making up stuff that is not documented as having. I don't know, it was just in the news.
Yeah.
It's past my pay grade.
Yeah, I've only seen the trailer.
Also, JT, it shouldn't, if you're in another country, it could take a while, but typically if you're domestic, then it shouldn't take too long. If it's been a week or more from when you actually won and you haven't gotten any tracking or anything, go ahead and send an email to reaperlive or reapermini, kind of asking, hey, where's my stuff? And Courtney can get you taken care of. So, thank you very much.
I like this effect of the red, especially with the powders making it kind of faded.
Yeah, it almost looks like they've used bodies to load into it at some
Oh,
point.
yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, that's what we were sort of going for, and probably when it had its fresh paint, you could easily do that. Evil fantasy people seem to have a tendency to be able to go over the top.
also, we're at 22 total subs.
Right now.
worth of
Oh, wow.
promotional, yeah.
So for today,
Yeah, for
so
You're gonna
we're
run
giving
out.
away 4 right now.
correct.
4 mystery gifts are being given away.
As of
Are
right now.
they're not individualized. It's more of a mystery bag, right?
It's a mystery bag, yes.
Yes.
It'll be a random assortment.
Collection of
It could be 2 things, it could be 6 things. It's really completely dependent up to Lauren and how nice she's feeling.
So get your hashtag freeze in now.
But don't worry, guys. I'll butter her up for you. I'll make sure she sends you something nice.
That'll get you nowhere.
It'll be Ed's car keys.
Rings Raccoon says skulls. It needs more skulls.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get skulls on it. I mean, not too many. I found some. We have a pack where we had an undead pack that had some animal skulls in it that you would normally attach to the creature, and that's the kind of things I was going to add to it, and put some of those on there.
Also, real quick, since we've now crossed the threshold into 3-digit people, go ahead and get your hashtag free, and if you haven't already, I'll go ahead and make an announcement here so you guys can see it, because we're now giving away 4.
So there we have it. It's now sort of soppy wet, and when it dries, it'll fade out a little bit. It'll lose some of its intensity. But compared to where we started off, and the point being, and what I want to show you all is how black it was versus now to fit into the equation. It'll fit more into the whole color scheme that we've got for that. So I'm going to set that aside. Now what'll happen here is I'm going to go back and finish this up, rig it, put it on a base, do everything's going to have happen. It'll be available at ReaperCon. We'll put it. It'll be at ReaperCon, and we'll have it in the room, the MSP paint room, just to photograph or whatever. But we'll put pictures up. It'll end up in the gallery, and we'll do a lot of close-ups so people can see all of the stuff.
So would you wash it again if that red dried too vivid for you?
Yeah.
If it was too much?
If it's too much, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to turn this into like a competition piece, you would end up sanding it multiple times and adding multiple layers to it. There is no end to it. I mean, you can just keep going as long as you want until you get to whatever it is you think that's going to be where you need to stop. The slower you work it, the better, actually.
Thanks for the gifts, Graz.
Now, another thing, let's see, we got that and get it out of the way. I was going to show you all was, okay, this is the final thing. And I meant to look it up, and I didn't, so I don't know what the term is. But when you put a stain on wood, like if you're staining a cabinet or something, or a chest or whatever, the surface of the wood will actually expand and in a way explode. Just come on up. You know, it expands because of the water, and then it dries in that inflated position. And there's, I'm sure there's a technical name for it.
Thanks, Keldor, for the bits.
But now I've lost it. I'm looking for oh, there it is, fine stick. Okay, so generally what will happen is if you're going to stain a dresser is you're going to put that stain on, or you're actually going to put a pre-treatment on there that helps minimize it. And it hydrates the wood so it doesn't absorb it. It controls it. Put your color on, let it dry, you're going to sand it, put another layer of color, and you'll do that a few times, and that's how you get that really deep, rich color before you start adding your shiny to it or anything else, or whatever you're going to lacquer, or whatever you're going to put on it. So the same thing happens here, and the easiest way to show you is this right here, where we see all these wood particles. It just sort of pops up, and it really looks just rough in that area. Trying to think if there's another. Well, here's a really good area. All of these, it looks like little spots. That's actually just pieces of the surface just congealed and stuff like that. So this is pretty rough feeling. So what I do is I take a smooth at this point, or I mean fine, because we're not wanting to take that much color off. And you just go in, and all you're going to do is run it on the surface. And a couple of things are going to happen when you do this. We can't get into the corners, so they're going to stay dark. But like on this piece up here where we had that, it starts to run all of the colors together. And you can get more of, and just take the dust off. And you'll see here, where now it's starting to look like I've got chunks of paint that have peeled off, and it was a thin layer of paint that went on there. And so we have the same problem like up in this area. And so you just go back in, and you'll go up and down this side. And then what it does is you're just changing that top texture of the wood, and it's giving it just a very finished look in a way. And it's smooth and it pulls together, as opposed to something on this side, which I still have a lot of, it feels rough, I see a lot of striations, see a lot of garbage in it. So taking something like this, because I've got sort of a harsh contrast there, and you can see it's already starting to turn it a little gray. And you'll just go in and take the piece down a little bit. And what it's done is sort of toned it down. The red, you still see the red, you get the gray in there, you still have this whitish area, but it's now more of a blended. And again, this is all to your taste. You just go in and hit these areas to the extent you want to. Again, if we're building it to be a true medieval period construction, it's not gonna, they're not cabinet makers. It's not going to be smooth and fine and all that kind of stuff. Also too, when your stick or your sandpaper gets loaded up with dust and color, that's a good time to just come up and work other areas like this, because you'll be transferring some of that back up to this area.
Keldor, thank you for the bits. Eliada, thank you for the gifted sub. And thank you, Al Bevison, for a gifted sub.
Now, Brother Dave was actually up here and asked it to see it shoot. We shot it again, so he just hadn't seen it in person. But I will tell you that once you started adding all of this liquid to the wood, and it's absorbing it, and it's expanding, and then it's drying out, and doing this over and over and over, and doing all these weird little things, it's not that it's lost its geometry. You can't lose that from the water, but it has all of the various holes and axles. It's all sort of constricted. It's real hard to put stuff through. So it's now not moving as smoothly as it did that very first day when we got it done and shot the chocolate kiss and the dice.
I put the slow-mo video up back on our Twitter and our Facebook. So if you guys want to go see that, it's over there.
So I keep doing this off the camera. I'm sorry. Let me move this way. That way technology comes to me. So what I will end up doing at some point is going all the way back over this. And in any areas I find that I don't like the outcome, it ends up too dark, too light, doesn't look like it's supposed to be what it is, I will go back in and add some more color, some more powder, and you just keep going there until you're happy with the end result of what you're looking for. Now, in building all of these kind of things, I try and imagine, it's just sort of my game to pass the time as you're going through it. What was happening? Where were the people walking? Where were they stepping? Well, generally, they're not, it's always going to be at the least path of least resistance. So this is where they're going to spend most of their time walking. And that'll help you spend how much time you spend what you're doing. So you can see like right inside of here, if we get the light on it, right in here. We get this around to there. This is a good spot. I like this area. It's got a lot of the light, the dark, the splotch of red, things like that. That's really what you're looking for when you're getting this done. You want it to look like this whole ghost town aged look, and it's just a tool being used. Now, in pulling all of these various constructed parts together, this is a lot closer, and it'll fade out a little bit more. So as you can see, it's going to fit into everything now and not just be black. But what we have is, well, we'll go ahead and I'll show you this. This is the trough, and this is something, in my mind at least, because you're going to keep drawing these huge rocks across it or whatever you're doing, you're going to wear these out and replace this quite often. So they build them, they get it up there, but what I did is after I got through is I just took the edge of my knife and I went back in and sliced some of the stuff right off the surface. And part of what that is the freshly scraped area from the last piece. Each shot that's going down this is going to leave a little mud as it's going past, but it's going to take a little wood with it. So we get this open area here to give it a natural for that. And that's part of what you're trying to do. It's telling a story, and that is that it's doing something. Now also too, because our particular net isn't going to go back this far, even though the trough did, I didn't scrape anything back here. It shows where in a lighter color, but this is the active spot at this time. Each time they re-rig it, they could say, well, for this shot or for this length, we're going to put this particular net on it. It's going to go back here, and then other times it can be up front. And last week's show, now the reason it stops here instead of going through is it actually starts to lift up out of this. At about this point, the net starts going up to go through its flight. So I left this part less bright. On the downside, again, it's just pure, just dark and black and grunge. You can sand it again to pull it together, but I didn't worry about painting it or anything. This is not going to be an area. It's not going to be seen, but also, too, this is a piece of wood that they're going to put on there, and then they're going to turn right back around and be replacing it when they've broken it with some stone or anything like that. So, high mortality rate on that. And obviously it fits in, but it fits now. When it's in there, as you can see, we're getting, again, all of the tone that we're looking for, the character, the contrast, whatever you want to call it, from the sides, that kind of a thing. Which brings us to these counterweights. Now, one of the last things we'll have to do is I'm going to attach these later, but then as you can see right now, this is where they're going to go. And they're simply going to glue on and pin, and I'll probably reinforce them a little bit, but that's why I've waited till now. I didn't want to keep breaking them off as I was going. So as you can see, that's there. I'm going to have to wait for this part to dry to see how close it is to this part here. And then I'll probably put some black powder on this part and pull them together to where they'll go. And then this right here is our slab rocks that are strapped to the side. And then while we're there, I was going to show you that. It's a real easy, I didn't do it all the way the other day. Let me find the color.
Hey, Etherworks Nick. I saw your Cobra, your finished Cobra this morning on
Nick,
Facebook.
how you doing? Nick, are you coming over with Paul for Gamma? Where is he? I have to see. Let me see if you see, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Can I get a Reaper photo ID? A photo ID. Oh, he's
it's
talking
in
about
your
this.
lap, yeah.
No, these are, everybody has to have this now. This is your login. Dave tracks everybody's time. And it's just a magnetic card. And so we put your photo ID and stuff like that on there. So that, because we have people just randomly walking in and walking around on the floor. So we're trying to cut down on that. Because a lot of new people don't know. Existing people do. So anyway, everybody's got one now, so you're sort of tagged. Now, this is Dragon Black out of the Bones line. I forgot I was supposed to show the color number. What did I do with the bottle already? Oh, well.
It's right here.
Right here. 437. Actually, the blacks are different. I don't know if you knew this. The black between the core colors black and the Dragon Ball, all of the blacks, Anna's gone in and changed them to get blacker here and not as black, which in my world, until I learned all that from Anna, I thought, well, black is black. So.
Vigos, no futRtrubL, sorry. That could be because we're actually broadcasting in 720 right now because I haven't trusted and our bit rate's lower. I have us on like kind of low res version of normal. And that's just because I haven't been able to trust our internet yet. But we will go back to full quality soon, I promise.
Well, the videos go up on YouTube full quality.
We're recording in 1080, yes. So yes is the short answer. The VOD
Okay.
also... No, the VOD will be in low res. So it's actually just the YouTube video that should be in higher quality.
For now.
For now. But it's starting tomorrow. I'll probably res us back up, and then if we have issues, we'll have to bring it back down, and, you know.
Thanks for the bits, Great to Table Studios.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay, so when I'm painting these bands, and I saved this one so you can see it. I mean, it's sort of far away. Let's see if we can't get it. This time I'll bring the camera down. Uh-oh.
Did it just flip?
Yeah, it did. I hit something to flip
You-
it.
you
Oh,
hit
you gotta
the-
come over here.
Zeistus of Games. Miniature Monday kits go on sale at 6 o'clock tonight. 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. How many mystery bags are we up to now, Justin?
We just hit 30, so 5.
So 5. We're giving away 5 right now. We just had 30.
I just wanted to move the arm down, but
So
I tapped
5
something on the
mystery
screen,
bags
and
are
so
going
it
to be
went
given
upside
away
down.
currently as of right now. So get your hashtag freeze in right now.
Yeah, there we go.
And we're
Now,
back.
how do we lower this back down? Get me a little bit closer. Well, here, I'll just do this. Never mind.
No. I'll lower it.
Okay.
It's got to be comfortable.
Oh, it's
Whoa.
a big, heavy pressure fit. I get it.
This is one of the newer ones.
Oh, okay. Is it, okay, no, I'll have that conversation later. Anyway, as you can see, all I'm going to do to paint this, the best way to paint it is to simply just come along and get all of the outside edges first and take your time,
Kind of like tracing,
in a way, tracing it.
color booking it.
So we get those in place, and then we just go down and do the centers. So it's sort of aligning. You got some black on it.
Gives it character.
Yeah. Well, that's always the case. Gives it character.
Did you already paint the stones?
Yeah, I gave them their first coat of gray.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back in with the powder. I'll come back in with the highlights. Just sort of traditional standard kind of painting stuff. Just to get them to stand out. There won't be just this uniform slab of gray color.
Mm-hmm. Gotta chip them up. Lighten them.
Yeah, just visually. I don't know if I'm going to do it by hand. I can dent them. But,
Because you can just take your scalpel, your X-Acto
and
blade.
pull chunks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little slices, little V marks.
So anyway, then once you've got that done, it's just a matter of going back in with your brush and hitting these tops. And you can see it takes some time. So to do that whole trebuchet, that's why I did it off camera. No one wants to sit here for hours watching that.
This is the same process you did on the bindings in between?
Yeah, exact same. That's why I saved it for this.
Actually, Ed, I beg to differ. I think everyone in this chat would probably watch you do this for hours.
Yeah.
They really would.
Oh man, well you need to start working on Saturday so you can come up here and catch it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do 8 hours of Terrain Tuesday on Saturdays.
Yeah.
We'll call it Terrain Tuesday Saturdays.
Yeah.
With no audio so I can freely speak.
Terrains days.
Yeah. So anyway, now as you can see, it's just that easy. But I just wanted to demonstrate how that is. Now, one of the things that wasn't planned but occurred was getting the paint on side this here and on there and there as I'm flat fingering. A couple of ways easy is just to go in and sand on it. And it'll just blend it. Well, you're not really going to ever get it out because it's going to soak in a little bit. But when you start sanding it, you'll blend it in a little bit. I'll get it level there. And if you don't like it, if it doesn't want to blend as fast or it still looks like that, just looks out of place, just go in and just real lightly slice the surface off like that. And so when you come back, you'll be able to add stain and it'll give it character and all of that. It'll just look like a blim in the wood or a blim in the paint or whatever you want it to do. So there's that part.
Burger's angry at you.
Yeah,
What'd I do?
They said we have to strip the trebuchet so you can paint it all again so they can see it.
Oh boy. Man, you guys are gluttons for punishment.
soak it in simple green.
Yeah, and
Well,
watch
fine.
it
How about
dissolve.
this? Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do that and we'll stream the whole thing. And you
Yeah.
guys can watch it dissolve
Watch it
in
melt.
Simple Green.
Now, this is something here I thought through. This is the ladder that's got to be on the side. This is something I thought through that would be an item that would generally get replaced or repaired quite often just because of the general use of going up and down it, and it's not going to be built to that hard. The quality level of construction will not really be there. For those, I don't have the picture handy, it's what goes from here to here. And so sideways, you can see it here on the trebuchet itself. Now what it's doing is the person, when the beam is all the way up, there's a piece of string here. I've just attached this temporarily. So when this is sitting vertically, this part here is just hanging down. And it's somebody's job to go up that ladder and grab this piece and then hook it up to a piece that comes from below, up to there, and hook the two of them together. Now once they're together, they can start their windlass or their winching and pull this part down. And so the person to get up there has to use this ladder. So in turn, I decided I thought it'd be cool to make it look more fresh, like we just built it, so it would have that really light tan look of fresh wood and all of that, and then it's just now starting to get weathered.
Yeah.
And so in turn, what you've got here is a really light grayish kind of wash on the whole thing, but you can see the tan coming through. And then using that powder, I just went back in all the places that the hands and the feet on each rung we'd go all the way up. And of course, with anything that's made, you're going to lose a rung. And so I just randomly pulled this one off, and then I added 2 pins back in and cut them off. That same technique of where you put the straight pin in, and then you come back with the cutters and clip off the top of it, okay? Like we were using on the plastic earlier episode. So I put 2 of them there to represent that that's where a rung was. And it's not, in a way, I sort of worked at it and looked at it, it's not so far that you couldn't go past it. It's just one of those things of daily life that they're now going to have to deal with. But that was sort of the things I did to this to give it a little bit more character as well.
Thanks for the Twitch Prime, Mini Wizard Studios.
With this, this is our beam. And what it really has is the gray in there that we talked about. It really a lightish gray. And then it's got some red on it. And that was all I did with it. And just leave it at this point. So what I wanted to do, though, is see after everything dried where we fit in to our overall appearance. And it's not too far off, even if you look at the, here, use the normal front screen for there. Just the head-on, just the little one, there we go. As we can see,
Looking
I'll
good.
pinch it together. It fits color-wise in there, and I'll give it some character. We're going to play with that here a little bit, but it'll be more of a, just you pulling accents out of it is what we're going to try and do with that. And so there's not really much we can do there. This is starting to dry out. It's actually, I mean, when I'm feeling it here, it's wet. There's been a lot of moisture put on it. But as you can see, it will all still fit together, look like we're going, kind of a thing. So there's that. Now we can go to our look down.
Looking good.
Yeah. So at that point over here for this is another use we haven't done with the powder. Every time you see me use the powder, it is just like, just throw it on there. And so this time, what I'm going to do is use it much more sparingly. And let's tear up a nicer brush. Let's see. I guess you get to be the, you're too small. Oh, obviously I didn't mute my phone. Okay, and it wasn't Adrian, so I thought I'd go ahead and hang up. If it had been Adrian, though, I would have answered it, for sure. All right. This seems to be pretty dry.
You're going to go add like chains and little
We've got the
dribbles
chains and
things
all
like
that. When the time comes, I'll do all of that side of it. Now with this, all I want to do is just sort of add some character to it a little bit, like you'd expect to see, like you might do on a miniature as well. So we're just going to take small amounts of powder, and then I'm just going to go in and around these eyelets and just add just some, again, it's sort of like just some character is all we're doing. And then just blow it off. And it's really subtle. It's more of a subtle detail in that sense. But when you get it on there, you just sort of give it a little brush and knock it off. And then in areas like this, pull some off. To help it sort of stand out a little bit more, we'll just go in with a little powder there. It'd be like black lining, which was real popular in historicals years, long time ago.
I don't think I've ever seen in anyone's chat ever such a request from hashtags to have one person do mundane tasks like read a bedtime story and wash someone's car.
And hashtag pro streamer.
Hashtag pro streamer. It's kind of odd.
Who's washing cars? I've got some cars that need
Dave
washing.
wants me to wash Max Powers' car for some reason.
Justin wash Max Power's car.
I've got a few you go wash before you even do that. How's that?
I feel like you made it kind of weird, Ed.
Oh.
Any ideas on what you're going to be working on next? Do you have any things you want to work on?
I'm going to work on the bases. Next week we'll start on the bases for that ice. We'll play with that, stuff like that. I've got a couple of designs for some figure bases, ideas I had that I never ever did, but they just stuck rolling around.
Also,
And we
you're
might
off
stick
camera.
on one of those, huh?
You're off camera.
Oh, sorry,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. So that's again. Let's bring the camera back so I can. So as you can see, these are starting to pop.
No, I know that.
A little bit. Wow. Where did that?
Ron's distracting us.
Yes, he is. He's come in
Did you
with
bring
a guest.
goodies? Oh, that kind of scared me a little bit.
You thought it was real?
Yeah, I mean, I can't see behind this TV.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Ron Bat the Wombat.
Oh,
Well, here, get
Ron
it here.
Bat
Bring
the
it here.
Wombat.
Got to get it on camera.
It's for Thursday.
Oh.
There's a tease for Thursday.
National debuts on Thursday.
All right, we got a debut for you guys Thursday night,
Right.
6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Central.
My new familiar.
Oh, that's true. That would be about a familiar size, yeah.
He's a
So as you
dyer.
can see, what we've done now, just by using the black powder in a way, and it still looks a little, you've got to rub it on in. But it's just adding character. We're pulling out these things like that. And we would sit down and back on the other side, do the same thing. And these were where I had glued on additional supports to expand it at the angle that it needed to.
Yes, I remember because it was a little bit too thin.
Yeah.
And then we added the whole section to make it longer.
Yeah, exactly. Gluing them together, there's a seam line right down the center. I don't know if I wanted to mess with that. But these are the sort of just help bring that character up idea.
Just a reminder, we are doing. Are we at 30 right now, Justin?
We're actually at 31 with 100 bits.
31 and 100 bits. So we're giving away a total of 5 mystery bags.
That's right. So if we get 3 subs and 150 bits, not 250, 150 bits, we will be at a 6th.
Will be a new one. We'll be doing another one.
Or not. We'll be at a 7th. We're already at 6
So-
now
We're at
because we're at
6.
31.
As you can see, it starts to get into this idea. And if you don't like, or if it moves, or you want to blend it a little bit
Get your
more,
hashtag
again,
freeze
use
in.
that fine. And just don't get too carried away with it. So,
6 bags. Get your hashtag freeze.
and our bolts.
And to clarify, they won't literally be bags. They're just a grab bag of stuff.
Yeah, it could be a box. It could be.
There could be a
whatever.
bag in there.
Thanks,
I don't know.
Andre Kratt.
Yes, thank
So
you.
there we go. Now, as you can see, like here, it gives a nice quick definition of that there's just pieces there. At the other end, probably to help the rope a little bit, it's a little, give it a little bit here.
Is this one of the last things to do?
Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, for today, yeah. I'm just going to show everything. We'll put it back together real quick, and then
You'll finish it before.
I'll
next
put it
week?
together. But between now and ReaperCon, I'll sit down. I'll get it on a base. I'll do everything. It'll be complete.
You got 8 months.
Well, yeah, I need to do it sooner because if not, I'll be 7 months and 3 weeks and go, oh yeah. I mean, this is it. There's just a few. The front winch would probably be the only other thing that would need to be addressed.
Maybe we can. Maybe you can use your Reaper bucks to buy a fire of the trebuchet.
I don't know if it'll fire, but
Don't know if it'll
we could
fire
try
that much.
again here today because it's dry enough. We can try it again if you want to. We'll
I mean,
button it up real
just-
quick. What time is it?
To end the episode.
Oh, it is. It's so
We're at
close
4
to
o'clock
4
now,
Yeah, oh, wow.
almost.
Okay.
So
Well, then
we're
let me
about
put
the
it
time
back
to put it
together.
together and give it a shot.
Yeah. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
So, in the end, as you can see where we picked up, these are eyelets. They get a little bit more definition, some just random spikes that were in there, things like that. Now, one of the last things I'll do real quick and show you is rust. And rust is a weird item. There's a lot of stuff you could study rust forever, that oxidation. There's fresh rust. Is like if you've burned metal, if you've burned the paint, if it got so hot it burned the paint off the metal, that the instant it's now exposed after everything's cooled off and you have this bare naked, that stuff will be just intensely bright yellow, orange and red and yellow, just real fast. It's amazing. But if it's like rust that just builds up over a long period of time, it's going to be muted and it'll slowly come out.
It's like a ready.
Yeah.
Orange.
And normally rust, if you study it, I realize just through the years watching it or playing with it, if you see an old tractor somewhere and you can go out and it's just a big rust bucket, look at it from a distance is what I used to do, and then get up close and understand the textures that were making up what I was seeing at the distance. And one of the things I found is that rust will bubble paint up only because it's getting up under the paint and it'll push it up. At the same time, rust will also, if you've got impurities in the metal. If it's an older metal, it'll actually pull chunks of the metal and push those up. And so that's a neat effect too.
Speaking of rust on miniatures, if you guys go follow Glorious Badger over on Twitter and on our Discord, he posted a picture of the Maggot Crown Ogre, and the Maggot Crown Ogre's armor was originally kind of blue-ish, but then it became all rusted, and now it's all kind of orange and blue, and it looks very good.
Yeah, rust is fun. I mean, it's a very complicated technique. I see it people do it 1,000 different ways, but it's fun.
Maybe we'll talk about it on Reaperland this week. I don't know if we've actually showed it off
We
yet.
hadn't thought about. We could get into doing those because that would fall into terrain in trying to do techniques like here's liquid spills. This is what water stains would be. This is what oil would be.
Waterfall effects.
or things like that. Yeah.
With resin and different
Where's
types of
my
resin
yellow? I
and things
thought
like
for
that.
sure I had a yellow.
I know Ann did yellows this morning, but I think she might have taken her paint.
Yeah. We'll go with this. Thought we had a bright. I know I did. I did have a bright yellow. So
Also, we are 1 sub away from 35.
Oh, 1 sub away, guys. Or how many bits? 250?
250 bits.
250 bits away
I like
from another
subscribers.
giveaway. get your hashtag freeze in. We'll be pulling those here in a few minutes, actually.
Correct.
Okay, so that I don't set this in there. We'll go right here, and I want y'all to be able to see this. And so we will do this one, I guess. So an easy way, or the way I would initially approach it again, is very little goes a long way, and I can always make it more.
Ooh, a tar effect. That's a good idea, Dr. Bob.
Tar would be fun. Tar's not, actually you can do tar with paint. I'll tell you real quick, if you just go get granular sand and or even sugar and just put some of it down and then mix black paint straight into it and start painting with it. And then the sugar, if you're using sugar and not sand, it'll start to dissolve because of the liquid, and some of it will stay in chunks and some of it won't. But taken as a big picture away, it looks really tar-like. Because, I mean, if you get it like it's just poured and they steamrolled it, you might as well just paint the surface flat black or something.
Thanks for the sub, Green12.
And that puts us at 35.
Puts us at 35.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Lots of support today, guys. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Oh, we'll use our powder
It means a
brush.
lot.
All right.
I know Justin's working on a surprising new, pretty cool channel points system. Doing some research for that.
I am. Well, research and working on getting it. I want to get it integrated to our website. Even.
Yeah.
It's going to be robust and cool. You guys will love it eventually when it's done.
Okay. So I'm going to do this a little off. I'll do it here. I'll do it on camera, and we'll see. Now, what I've done is I've this darker tone is going to be aged rust, for lack of a better term. It's been there longer. It's producing more. And so all I'm going to do is just go in and hit this bolt here, and on each side of it, I'm not going to worry about it, and then I'm just going to pull a little bit down in a really sort of shaggy pattern.
So like maybe water had streaked it down a little bit.
Yeah, so that's what it's doing. But then I'm going to go back in with a lighter color like this orange, which would be the fresher, and just sort of tag it at the top a little bit, and maybe in the center of that. And so now what you'll have, and it's really hard, I know it's hard, we'll get close-ups when we see this, but what I have is that brown here on the lower side, and then I have this at the top, and it sort of goes into the very top of the brown in the lower side. I don't know really how else to describe it, but let me do it, now that you've seen it in the small, let me do it here large. So if I had, I'll just pretend, there's the pin, I'll just pretend the pin's here. Can we see it? Yeah.
Can you do it on the skull? The Reaper skull?
What? With the Reaper skull.
Make it look like it's crying rust.
Yeah. I don't know if we could, yeah.
That way you can get close to the camera.
That won't give enough contrast. I'll just do it up here real quick. First we'll make a bolt head so that you can see what we're doing there.
Somebody out there do that, though. Paint your paint pokey tool to look like it's crying rust.
So there's our bolt head. And now what I was doing is I would come back in and grab just the sides like that, and then I would pull down a little bit to catch this center area here, and then it's not you can make it equal, but I like to have equal and equal, all that. It's an organic event. Oops. So anyway, then I would pull some streaks down like that. Okay. Now then what I would do is that's the old rust. So then I would come back with the new rust, and you can do this, and actually the final tip would be to come back onto it with a little orange. And you don't have to really wait for it to dry, you just come back in. Now one of the things, excuse me real quick, I did with the orange, this stuff, is it's on top of the bolt itself. So at this point then I'm coming back in with the lighter color, and I'm just sort of hitting it in this area, and then here where the new stuff would be.
Yeah.
And so what you have is this darker brown is larger. You've gone back in with the orange in this case. I'd probably like a lighter orange than that, but you could go back in on top of this and add, I don't see, I would try with this. Burnt orange is lighter at least. It's not as bright as I would use, but you could take that, although that's more to that. That's actually an intermediate color there.
It's like a shadow.
Yeah. In here, I would have used that before I put the highlight on. But that's sort of one way to do rust if you're going to paint it on in a little small area. And so while that's a huge version of, all that little dot was right there. And then we would do it to the other side as well. I'd go back in. And you don't have to do all of these, or you don't even have to do rust. Rust is just, I thought, an effect we would try. Another thing would simply to be, because people are walking around this area, they would not necessarily, and in fact, as this close proximity where these are, they would be constantly brushing them and stuff, or brushing against them. So there you would end up with polished metal and polished edges. So now each of these have some rust to them. That's one idea. Another idea would be to go back in with, oh, I have the cloudy gray here. No, I've got no. I thought I had a metallic up here, I guess I don't. So if that was a silver here, let me get my brush sort of,
Cleaned off.
yeah. So if that's the point there, then on this side here, all we could do is just come in and hit this a little bit, because as they're rubbing up against it, it's picking up a detail. But then also too, you could also come back in and rub these sides this way as they're going back and forth, and just go back in with a silver and do these sides, because this is right where they're loading. So while it's going to rust if it was left unattended, rust is usually because it's left unattended and exposed. If people are working around it, it's not going to be. And think more of along the lines of what they're doing and how this is going to be worked off. Since our board is in there like this, that means they're primarily loading it from across this area. This is a heavy work area. So really going back in with a couple of different silvers or whatever you want to use, and you can go back in and just really tear this up on its edges and stuff like that, that it's really going to end up with a lot
Thanks,
of heavy
Chris Air,
work.
for the 500 bits.
So it doesn't look as good like this. But anyways, you can see we've just gone in and pulled a lot of the paint off and just did it. And that's equally
thanks,
fine. It's really back to whatever you're looking for and what you want to do and play with it and things like that. I would end up putting rust up here where no one is near it, it's just unattended, and it's going to slowly streak down, and I would probably bring some streaks, discoloration streaks onto the wood. And then down here in these work areas and all these lower areas, I would probably use a lot more. You could just dry brush it silver if you wanted to. A light silver would work. So anyway, I wanted to show you that real quick, and now we'll put it together and see if we can throw anything with it.
Also,
Which will probably be its last throw, because it's got a lot to it. Also what?
we are one sub away from 40.
Oh, wow. That would mean you're going to get 8. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we have that. We need this. Let me find the pieces here real quick. Yeah. Well, John, it's your job to find something to throw.
Oh,
Do we have any chocolate kisses? I guess those are all eaten or gone.
yeah, I hid them from you.
Oh, okay. You did well, because I have no clue.
Trying to find something that is relatively, you don't want it to be too heavy, correct?
Right. And this is what I was talking about. See, this is not as freewheeling as it was before. You know, it's got some, and it's just really the whole, everything's sort of built up to it. All right, so we need that. Now we need, we can throw him. We'll try and
We'll throw a Bone Sylvanian.
This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it more. I just never thought it'd be it changed it a lot when we wanted to make it shoot. Because prior to that, this would have all been pinned and nailed in place and painted as one large miniature. Okay. Where do you want me to shoot this? Where?
Wherever you want, wherever your heart desires, Ed.
Boy, hear it squeak.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday, people in chat were saying.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I put this together backwards.
That would explain it. Yeah.
But also you were talking about how it's expanded, and now it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot,
it's definitely
rubbing
a lot harder.
tighter.
These, I had it down to where these pins and stuff would go in really smooth and easy. So you can hear it just creaking in.
Listen to your heart, Glam Shatter Skull says.
That's just good old-fashioned advice.
Listen to your heart.
Uh-oh.
What was that song?
I don't know.
It's an old song.
From the 80s, I bet. Sounds like that. I just hope that doesn't mean you're going to start singing old 80s ballads. I was there. It wasn't that impressive. All right. Where'd our... Oh. All right. Did you want to record this? Slow-mo?
I can if you want.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be its last time. I don't even know if it's going to work this time.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Chat, get ready. Hold on to your... Can we get, like, Pog Champs ready in chat? Get your favorite emote ready.
Oh, I wish we could shoot it at a camera, but they're all in the wrong direction. What is that camera they're doing?
Hey, don't
That one's-
get any of this stuff near my equipment.
We could do that and see where it goes. That's a camera, at least. I think that's the camera it's on.
It is.
We'll see what it does.
Yeah, chat. As soon as it fires, spam your favorite emote.
I get to tell Dave that you broke it.
Yeah, this isn't going to break
Dave's
it.
in chat. He knows. It's on camera. Proof. Clip it.
Yeah, Dave, watch closely.
Come on. I didn't pin that down, so it's arguing with me here.
Hey, Jacob, how you doing today?
Hey, Jacob. I'm glad you're feeling better.
And thank you, by the way, Gross Yeti, for all the gifted subs today.
Thanks, everybody, for all your bits and gifted.
Yeah. And Justin assures us that these are more than worthy. Notice I've attached
So,
your name to this.
A little subjective, but yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't want the pressure to be on. I don't want anybody disappointed.
I think JT asked if I was going to be in the bags.
No. Trust
Seems
me.
a little...
I don't think the future missus is going to allow him to go ship himself off somewhere.
correct. Although JT is in the UK.
Are we getting ready to shoot?
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll see what we get out of this.
All right.
Are we ready? Where are we pointing?
Let
to that
chat know
camera?
when you're ready.
Okay. I'm getting ready to go.
Give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa.
Farther than I thought.
Yeah.
got there.
I got it on camera, too.
Spam your favorite emotes.
All right, so guys, it's been fun. There we go. There they go.
Yeah. Chat's
This
a little bit
has been
delayed
a-
for us.
Yeah, this has been a fun project. A lot longer than I thought it would be. So next week we will start on. Let's do that. That was fun. I guess it's a different thing. We will start on something different next week. We will get to this later. I'll finish it up. We'll put pictures up so people can see close-ups of it. We'll have it at the show so they can take other close-ups of it. Kind of thing. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't done anything like this in a long time, so this is a lot of fun. For a terrain piece, just purely terrain, I think it's a lot of time. We want to play. So anyway, let's get that ready. Are we ready to go? Now, do we have what are our social channels? I don't have my run
Everything.
sheet.
Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Pretty much anywhere you can find Reaper
Twitter.
miniatures, we're all there.
Yeah.
And all of our information goes through there. If it's posted somewhere, it normally gets posted everywhere. So
I'm just going to sit here behind this. No one can see me.
that's pretty much it.
All right. Wow, they're already computing the odds. Valander the Red, 1 in 17.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
we got to do our giveaways. We got to pull
Yeah.
the giveaways.
We're waiting.
Correct.
If we're quiet, would that put more pressure on you?
Not at all. We could just sit here in awkward silence.
Discord numbers. Last I checked, right before the show, I believe we were at about 50 people away from 1,000. So I saw Ron on there earlier. He was answering some ReaperCon questions. So
Oh, good.
I'm also over there pretty much all the time. It's always pulled up on my laptop on the other screen. So if you guys need any questions, but there's a lot of stuff happening over there too.
411. Wow.
There's a lot of story stuff happening, a lot of community stuff happening over there as well.
All right.
ReaperCon's in full swing.
I
He
have
and
our
Adrian,
eight-
Ron and Adrian are really on it.
I have our 8 winners.
8 winners.
8, wow. Okay, and they are. I got to stay hidden.
You guys ready for this?
Yep.
Okay. They are, make sure my mic's actually on, mgphoto,
Okay.
Scientologist,
Uh-huh.
Unknown Hero,
Ooh, that's a new name.
Obi Tony Kenobi,
Great name.
ladydiredoggo,
Hey.
Les Tyrion 41, futRtrubL, and Bishop Odo.
Wow.
Hey.
Well,
are
good.
the
Congratulations,
winners.
everybody. And Justin, you've really gotten good at reading these names.
Yeah.
I see them every day.
Yeah, it's
I
because some
know.
people are in chat.
But when we first started, it was
Yeah.
everybody was just butcher slaughter.
I bet you people probably changed their names to be a little bit easier or not. But congratulations, all winners.
Congratulations, y'all have fun. And he assures us, right? We have it. Here it is. It's for all times. So
If you've won, you need to email giveaways at reapermini.com. Giveaways at reapermini.com.
and he's got an emoto, or you've got something to put in there, right?
I normally
Also,
type it. Yeah.
Reaper Live at Reaper Mini does function.
It still works.
You
Still
can
works.
continue to use that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
both go to the same place.
Yeah.
It needs your Twitch name exactly as it is and your mailing address,
Most importantly, the mailing address.
most importantly. Yes.
So,
So all winners.
And if you're an overseas person, don't worry, we'll ship it overseas. We've shipped everywhere. So
Just may take a hot minute.
Yeah.
a hot minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why? What do you do? Oh, you're looking for a raid.
Not looking for. I found one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So giveaways at reapermini.com
All right.
or reaperlive at reapermini.com.
And my unbroken losing streak continues. Fell under the red.
Unwill, it says, does the Discord link work? Yes, just click on it, and then once you go to the Discord, you need to read the rules and click the green check mark, and you'll be ready to go.
All right, guys.
All right.
We're ready. Who are we rating?
We are rating
Somebody new.
Someone new. They're painting some D&D minis. I don't know if they're. I don't think they're Reaper minis. But spread the Reaper
You mean
love.
there's another company out there besides us?
No, I don't think so. It's just us.
All right.
But if you guys spread the Reaper love and maybe tell her about our paints or something. Just
Yeah. Go spread the love.
Yeah, spread the love. Just be warm and welcoming and tell her how awesome of a job she's doing. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Have fun.
Tomorrow
We'll
at
see you
11
later.
a.m., guys.
Everybody stay safe.
See ya.